everyone, my name is Maki. I absolutely adore the Gundam series. I've come all the way from Japan to share the greatness of Gundam with all of you. Today, I will be giving you an overview of this mobile suit. It's the Leo that appears in Gundam Wing. It's a mass-produced mobile suit that often plays a supporting role. But this Leo is also quite popular, and it has many scenes where it shines in the story. Let's learn more about the Leo together today. Let's talk about the Leo. The Leo developed by us is the first mass-produced mobile suit in the world of Gundam Wing. Despite being a weapon for combat, it's designed for roles beyond just fighting, so it isn't equipped with weapons directly on its frame. Gundams typically have features like head-mounted Vulcan cannons and attached beam guns. In contrast, the Leo doesn't have such features. Its basis was the powerful combat mobile suit Talgi. The Talgi prioritized performance so much that it was too difficult for an ordinary soldier to handle. This was the result of a weapon developed by 6 genius scientists to pursue power and versatility. On the other hand, the Leo was designed to be piloted by soldiers who were not specialists. It was designed with an emphasis on mass production and versatility. The Leo was created with a focus on affordability for mass production and the bare minimum performance. In other words, while the Talgi prioritized performance, the Leo prioritized practicality and safety. As a fun fact, the genius scientists mentioned earlier were not involved in the development of the Leo. After they left us, it was created based on the blueprints and data of the leftover Talgi. The Talgi was a fantastic machine with structures that ordinary scientists could analyze and apply. The world situation at the time also influenced the production of the Leo. It was developed during a period when us and the Earth-Sphere Unified Alliance to which it belonged were in conflict with the colony nation groups of space immigrants. Due to the high possibility of a war breaking out, the development of the Leo was rushed. Ours was just a part of the large organization known as the Earth-Sphere Unified Alliance. However, it significantly expanded its influence through the development of the Leo and the results obtained by it. In the story of Gundam Wing, ours is depicted as a powerful entity, and it eventually grows to effectively control the Earth-Sphere Unified Alliance. Changing such power balance in the story was also one of the roles of the Leo. Furthermore, the Leo is miniaturized and simplified and can be equipped with various additions. This is different from the situation with the Talgi, which required heavy armor and a dedicated super vernier. As a result, it has become a highly versatile machine that can operate both on the ground and in space. These points were evaluated by various organizations. As a result, the Leo was produced in large quantities and has been used for many years. Later, it was also used as an experimental machine for unmanned mobile dolls. It left the introduction of full-scale unmanned machines to later models, but it played an active role in the development of new technologies in the world after the story. When its role as a military weapon was reduced, it is also used as a humanoid heavy machine. It's quite moving to see the Leo, which worked hard in the era of war, continuing to work hard to support a peaceful Earth. Moreover, the performance of the Leo has become the standard for the mobile suit, and the relative value countability level, where its performance is set as 100, has been established. This is a value used in official setting materials and explanations of model kits. To this extent, the Leo has had a significant impact on the world of Gundam Wing. Let's discuss the armaments of the Leo. First up is its representative weapon, the 100th Finsman rifle. This is a machine gun that fires metallic bullets mainly used within the Earth's atmosphere. At the time the Leo was completed, this was a very powerful weapon. However, it doesn't work so well against Gundams. The reason for this is the use of a new powerful metal called Gundam alloy in Gundams. Even so, skilled pilots can still make this weapon effective by targeting the weaker parts of the armor. The magazine under the barrel can load over 100 bullets. Next up is the beam rifle, a familiar weapon in the Gundam world. This weapon is active both on the ground and in space. The beam rifle used in space is characterized by its different shape, adjusted for output and cooling performance. Let's take a close look at the screen of the anime. It's interesting. There are two types of this weapon, the standard type and the show type. The standard type prioritizes destructive power, while the show type prioritizes handling. Commander units often use the show type. It's better to be nimble when you have to issue instructions while checking the entire battlefield. It is also equipped with the standard beam saber. Two of these are equipped on the back of the left shoulder shield. It's the same arrangement as the Talkie. One is usually treated as a spare. There were no scenes in the story where it fought with two swords. Then there's the bazooka. This is a piece of equipment capable of firing various types of shells. It is said to be effective against Gundams in a series of attacks by multiple units. Let's take a close look at the sensor used in this bazooka. You'll notice that it closely resembles the shape of the Leo's head. This is because it uses the same standard parts. This is a good point to understand that the Leo was designed as a mass production weapon. The Dover gun is a cartridge-type solid bullet gun with a large barrel length. The Talkie also uses the same weapon. This weapon is often said to be able to switch between firing metallic bullets and beams in many materials. There was no clear depiction when the anime was aired, and there were many differing opinions among fans. When the Leo uses it, it's usually using real bullets. The shoulder beam gun is equipped on both shoulders, mainly used by the commander units, also because the armor plate covers the shoulders. It also serves as additional armor. Some materials call this arm state the Leo cannon type. The large beam gun, as the name suggests, is a large beam gun that has the power to pulverize a large shuttle in one shot. It's a very powerful piece of equipment, but it is hardly used in the story. There is a scene where Leo equipped with this weapon appears in the synopsis explanation. Apart from the weapons, the Leo has various optional equipment prepared to deal with different situations. The parachute pack for descent is attached to the back and deploys a parachute during high-altitude falls. It can be detached after use. There are scenes where it's used by machines other than the Leo. The data accumulated by the Leo's use of it proved its usefulness. The high mobility option is connected to the waist, enhancing the Leo's flight capabilities. It's said that if this is equipped, you can obtain capabilities close to the Ares mobile suit for aerial combat. The Leo is capable of short flights with its built-in thrusters. However, the flight characteristic of the built-in thrusters is more akin to jumping. With this high mobility option, full flight is possible. In the story, there was a scene where Leo equipped with this knocked over the Shenlong Gundam by running into it. When used by a skilled pilot, it provides the Leo with combat capabilities that can compete even with opponents with a significant performance difference. Lastly, there's the space backpack. This integrates all the equipment needed in outer space. Its tubular shape is very cute, isn't it? But it's an excellent piece of equipment with thrusters that allow it to fight in outer space and a sufficient amount of fuel. Loaded with this equipment, the Leo can operate not only on the ground, but also in space. As such, the Leo has a variety of equipment and can choose the appropriate equipment according to the situation. Truth be told, the Leo is something really special. It's far more than just a sidekick. The reason for this is that its strengths can vary based on the skills of the pilot. Look at it. This way in sports, the same equipment in the hands of a professional versus a novice can yield very different results. Right, it's the same concept here. One of the key features of the Leo is that it's lightweight. highly mobile and has sufficient defensive power. This is possible because the thickness of its armor has been cleverly adjusted. If the entire body is heavily armored, the structure becomes complex and needs powerful boosters. This is a characteristic of the Taugi. With the Leo, there is a clear distinction between its thickly armored parts and thinly armored parts. If you don't adopt a proper posture when under attack, it can easily take severe damage. However, this also means that if you defend properly, you can significantly reduce the damage, evade attacks using the parts with thicker armor, deflect enemy bullets using parts where the armor curves. By combining these techniques, the Leo can be an extremely resilient mobile suit. In other words, when piloted by a skilled person, that Leo can really shine. Excellent pilots like Zex Hero and Treats have used this mobile suit to fight and even win against enemies with superior performance. Notably in Episode 1, Zex made the formidable Wing Gundam crash using an unmodified Leo. This shocked many viewers because in the very first episode the Gundam, which is usually the protagonist, was brought down by a seemingly minor character. In the original Gundam series, the side characters were just destroyed one-sidedly by the amazing capabilities of the main Gundam. Gundam Wing was truly wonderful in surprising the viewers with this reverse narrative, while still paying homage to the previous series. With clever tactics and skilled use of technology, you can win even against high-performance enemies. While it may be an obvious fact in the real world, it was refreshing in the world of anime. However, conversely, if a less experienced pilot is at the controls, the Leo can be easily defeated. That's why the Leo is a robot that teaches us how important a pilot's skills are, so don't ever forget that hard work and skill are important in everything. In Endless Waltz, a sequel to the original anime, the Leo was also featured prominently due to the skills of its pilots. The protagonist hero piloted the Leo in a confrontation with the Ultron Gundam. It was a battle with a clear performance difference. Although the Leo couldn't win, it was able to fight against the Ultron Gundam. If it had been piloted by an inexperienced person, defeat would have come in an instant. But with Hero at the controls, the Leo managed to buy time and resist even while being destroyed. It also saved the life of the pilot Hero. The Leo is a truly amazing mobile suit. Let's delve into how the Leo has made its mark within the series. The Leo appears across the entire Gundam Wing universe, be it the TV series, movies, spin-offs, or manga. As mentioned earlier, we've discussed the significant role of the Leo when piloted by Zex. It's one of the most popular episodes amongst fans of Gundam Wing. After atmospheric entry Zex, Leo engages in combat with the Wing Gundam, prepared to collide head-on after immobilizing the Wing Gundam by crashing into it. Zex ejects from the Leo's cockpit. He successfully forces the incapacitated Wing Gundam to crash into the sea. Zex remarks, even though the unit is intact, the pilot can be defeated. The narrative where a superior pilot can win against an incredibly high-performing new mobile suit. By adopting the right tactics surprised many fans. The protagonist Gundam's downfall at the beginning of the story was indeed shocking. The Leo continues to shine as a mobile suit, operated by numerous soldiers in supporting roles. There were also moments when main characters piloted it and achieved significant feats. As the story progresses, an era arrives when the performance difference between manned units and unmanned mobile dolls becomes apparent. Despite this, the Leo fought as a main unit in the final battle. It excels as the main weapon of the World Nation Army, a united earth force under the command of Treats. In fact, in the final battle against the mobile dolls of the White Fang organization, the World Nation Army achieved a pilot survival rate of over 80. The accumulation of knowledge from the Gundam's achievements and battles against mobile dolls contributed to this, but the Leo's excellence was also one of the factors that led to these outstanding results. The Leo, excelling in various scenes, could could be said to symbolize the importance of manned units. Treats believes there is significance in humans fighting. The Leo continue to shine as an important entity in the concept that peace is born by humans learning the misery, horror, and folly of war through fighting. Moreover, its performance in Endless Waltz, the sequel to the TV anime, is also noteworthy. This is an episode I previously mentioned. The protagonist hero and his ally duo pilot the Leo to fight against Ultron Gundam and the state-of-the-art mobile suit, Serpent. The Leo's feats are indeed impressive. Its name derives from one of the 12 constellations of the zodiac. Leo just like a lion. The Leo with its great strength truly makes for the best supporting role. Let's also explain the concept of ability level. You understand that in the world of Gundam Wing, the Leo is the most widespread unit. Thus we sometimes express its performance with a numerical value called ability level, which is used even in official materials. All ability levels for the Leo are set to 100, making it the benchmark. Now, let's compare it with the protagonist's machine. The Wing Gundam, its fighting ability is 130, its weapons ability is 140, its speed ability is 150, its power ability is 120, finally its armored ability is 130. You might feel that the performance difference with Gundam is smaller than expected, but in the world of Gundam Wing, this numerical difference represents an overwhelming performance gap. Let's put it into perspective. Could you defeat an opponent whose speed is 150 compared to yours? And it's not just speed. All other aspects surpass you as well. Can you now understand the powerfulness of Gundam? However, if one greatly surpasses in areas of knowledge such as combat techniques, there could be a chance of holding one's own. This is a point that tells us why the Leo was able to shine in the story. Lastly, let's check out another secret hidden in Leo. That is, let's talk about the homage to past Gundam works. The Leo, while showcasing admirable effort, often gets taken down by enemies. Its raw unique green coloring and model number 06s remind us of the popular mobile suit Ms. 6-Zoku 2 from the original Gundam. These aspects can be said to pay homage to Zoku 2. Moreover, the setting that the Leo was developed by detoning the Talkie is also an homage to the relationship between the original Gundam and the mass-produced mobile suit GM, which was born from Gundam. The GM was a simple spec mobile suit made based on Gundam's design. The fact that the main color scheme of the Talkie is white also resembles the original Gundam. While the Leo plays the role of Zoku and GM in the world of New Mobile Report Gundam Wing, its design differs from both Zoku and GM and has its own unique elements. It's wonderful that it pays homage to the previous works, while also incorporating its own new elements. Each Gundam work can be enjoyed as a standalone piece, but as we discussed, knowing past works provides points to enjoy even more, which adds depth. Here is the English translation. That concludes our discussion on the Leo. Even though it's a side character, it's packed with a lot of different settings. Isn't it? It's the accumulation of these detailed settings that brings depth to the Gundam series. The Gundam series is also hugely popular for its model kits. The protagonist Gundams are best-selling items, but side character mobile suits like the Leo are also frequently produced as merchandise. When creating a diamond, there are many scenarios where you need the Leo as the antagonist for the protagonist, but there are also people who enjoy decorating or modifying mass-produced machines on their own. I'm one of the fans who love mass-produced mobile suits, the understated but cool design, the slightly plain appearance exuding a sense of realism as a weapon. Wouldn't you like to be captivated by mass-produced mobile suits too? Enjoying the protagonists, enjoying the side characters. That's like getting double the points for enjoying the Gundam series. I think that's truly wonderful. Lastly, I have some good news for those of you who have noticed the charm of the wheel. The subscribe button that you see on your screen is the startup switch for the wheel. By pressing it, your chair will transform into a cockpit prop. Let's challenge the Gundams by operating the wheel. I wish you good luck until our next lecture. Take care!